everyone, and welcome to this week's leadership tip. Over the past several weeks, we have explored the 4 pillars of employee engagement, and today we're diving into that final pillar, relationships. So let's start with a question, and I want you to think of your favorite boss or one of your favorite bosses, someone you really respected and admired. Now imagine you called them up after many years. What would that conversation sound like? What would they ask about your life? And how long do you think you could talk? The answers to these questions highlight the strength of the relationship you had with that boss. So now let's flip that scenario and think about your current employees. If they called you 5 or 10 years from now, after they've moved on or retired, what would that conversation be like? Would you know enough about them to have a meaningful chat? Here's the reality. If you build strong relationships with your team, and when employees feel genuinely connected to you, they naturally put in more effort. They'll go the extra mile, just like you once did for that special boss you thought of just a minute ago. I once had a manager who believed employees should just check all their personal issues right at the door and focus solely on their work. Not surprisingly, his team gave the bare minimum. There was zero extra effort happening, just enough to stay under the radar and not get fired. But when you show genuine interest in your employees' lives and you build those real relationships, well, guess what? You get that elusive discretionary effort. Remember, beyond trust, respect, and control, those other powerful pillars, the most powerful one is relationships. Relationships are the glue that holds everything else together. You could be the most competent, organized, and strategic leader, but if your team doesn't feel connected to you, they'll never give you their best. All right, so what does building strong relationships look like in a dealership setting? Well, it's knowing if your tech has a newborn at home and asking how she's sleeping. Or it's noticing when your salesperson hasn't been themselves and is struggling and checking in on them. It's remembering your service advisor's favorite sports team and joking with them after a big win or loss. These small moments build trust. They say, "You matter. I see you as more than just a paid subordinate." So, here's your challenge this week. I want you to pick one employee each day and have a real conversation. Nothing about numbers, sales goals, KPIs. Just talk. Learn something new about them. Over time, these moments add up, and you'll start to see a stronger, more motivated, and more loyal team. So, to conclude, relationships aren't soft. They're strategic. They're what separates good managers from unforgettable leaders. And years from now, when one of your employees calls to say thanks, you'll know you got this part right. Take care and have a great rest of your week.